What is up, everybody? It's Wednesday, so if welcome here. If it's Wednesday and you're new, this is our Superman and Lois review. Well, not our, mine. But if you're new here, you don't have to subscribe or like it or do any of that. Because I honestly don't care. I would appreciate it very much if you did, but ultimately, it doesn't matter. Don't care. But quick opinions. I didn't think both of these episodes were that great. Flash was kind of disappointing, so was Superman and Lois, but we'll get into that later. But right now, let's roll that intro. So the Flash starts off right where we left off the last episode with everybody on the floor and Barry. Man, Barry messed up, but they all forgive him because it wasn't him. It was the artificial speed first making him do that. But then Iris is like knocked out from getting out the Mirrorverse, so she is in the med bay. Yeah. So then we're in CCPD, and Sue's parents appear, asking to help with their investigation. And Joe's like, whatever. So then he goes back into his office, and he sees Sue there with one of the Mission Impossible masks. Yeah, that's what we're gonna call him. But Sue offers to help Joe figure out what these creatures are, and then some metal arms come out of the trophy case. But then Barry is back at Star Labs, and he's talking to the team on how to get the Speed Force back, and he says he doesn't want to use the artificial one because of what it did, which is totally understandable, man. But yeah, I'm just looking at the pictures and seeing what to talk to. Okay, so they figure out that it's any reflective surface that could Eva can grab you through. So then Barry makes the mistake of looking out a window, which of course they do, but also they call CCPD and have everybody turn off all lights, a blackout in Central City, so there's no reflective surface. But Barry goes into the mirror world and talks to Eva, and Eva convinces Barry that that he doesn't know what he's doing. He's just gonna hurt people and stuff. And like Eva breaks the spirit, which she's a villain. Why'd they let her go at the end, man? She's the villain. But anyway, Barry comes out of the Mirrorverse. I don't know why Team Flash didn't question him, but we're just gonna roll with that. But anyway, Barry then he goes to the new place from season 5, where they have the coffee place machine. But then OG Wells comes to talk to Barry, and he reveals that he has all the original memories of all the Welleses, and Barry says, out of all the Wells, you're the one I wanted to meet the most. So it was kind of like Barry meeting his idol, and it was kind of nice. But then all of Team Flash comes and talks to the new Wells, and this was interesting because all of them besides Chester have an emotional connection to Wells. Chester maybe does, he didn't know it, most of the Wells, but the show even made fun of how this Wells is back with a chart that they only showed for like a second, which he didn't even write on a whiteboard, he wrote it on a wall. Well, but then Sue comes in and saying that she's holding the thing that Ralph got that proves that she's innocent, and it's Eva killing Carver. But then Ralph comes in with the melted face, which I gotta say, this is very smart of how to pull it off. But then we hear they're offline that Cisco will help him, and obviously he does, because Ralph becomes the third member of Daft Punk, even though they broke up. But this is 2020 in the show, so they haven't yet. But anyway, Barry and Iris Barry's watching over Iris, and he touches her hand, and he gets the blue lightning, which, could Iris have some of those new powers, or is that just lightning? But anyway, then Iris, Iris reactivates the Speed Force, because of love. She's Barry's the paragon of love, so their love reignites the Speed Force, which is super stupid, man, super stupid. Just gotta say that. But when this is all happening, OG Wells looks out of the window, and I mean, there is no window. What's he looking at? Well, anyway, Joe is locked in CCPD right now, and with Cecile. I'm just gonna gloss over this real quick. It just felt like a way to have Joe and Cecile in the episode. Cecile turns into a mere clone. Blah blah blah. By the end of it, before they stop Eva, Joe gets Joe almost, like, it's right about to, is going to get sucked into the Mirrorverse. But now Barry has the speed back. We have Vibe, which we have no explanation for besides the technology. And even we don't have an explanation for it. But OG Team Flash versus Eva, who duplicates herself, which this scene was super cool. Even though we can't saw it on set photos, it still was cool. And it kind of made Eva feel like a threat for once, because she never really felt like a threat before. But then we have Barry taking out all the mirror duplicates to the song, which nobody has ever heard any before, so I think that's why they picked it. I didn't think it fit that well. But then he jumped up in the air and hit all these people with the Speed Force energy, kind of like Firestorm would have. In that, it reminded me of Firestorm, I'm gonna be honest. But then, Eva takes down Barry, and her clones are just wreaking havoc and everything. But then Iris is here, and she stops Eva from killing Barry with all these glass shards with Iris's mirror powers. I hate that I have to say that sentence. I hate it. Barry wakes up, doesn't know about it. But then they convince Eva, like, look at what your clones are doing. You call this peace? You want peace? Let us help you make peace. And just stupid, man. No, anyway, Team Flash saves the day. Eva reverts everything. And Cena's back, which, that's cool. Cena's back. Now we know where he got abducted. But then Eva just walks away into the Mirrorverse forever. Like, she's the villain. She's supposed to be a bad guy. She doesn't get redeemed. If you guys give Eva McCulloch a second chance, give Hartley Sawyer a second chance as Ralph Dibny. Stupid. Then we have OG Harrison Wells talking to Allegra and Cisco, and they're both like, we don't really know each other actually, but it feels like we do, and it's so weird. I'm guessing by the end of the season, OG Wells will leave or die sometime, and Cisco will end up crying. That's what I think they're hinting this. I don't know, but Wells just does disappear to go spend time with Tess, and I really hope this isn't like in season 6, every time they needed Castiel because he was helping fight the war in heaven, they had to summon Castiel instead of Castiel just being there, which annoys me in this season. I'm watching season 6 right now, so don't leave spoilers. But then we meet Draft Punk Ralph, which it was kind of stupid, honestly, but it was a fine setup. Goodbye. They said goodbye. I really hate that. And they said that Ralph and Sue are gonna go around to all the countries and defeat stuff like Black Hole in those countries. And I would like to see a TV show of that. The CW is too packed with the roster, but whatever. Then we get 18 hours earlier, where Iris isn't igniting the Speed Force, and we go into the sky. And this is what possibly OG Wells could have saw the new Speed Forces. Speed Forces. Not just one. 4. We have the Speed Force, the Still Force, the Strength Force, and the Sage Force. All from the comics. And this is like 3, 4 years old right now, these new forces. So I love how they're being super recent, and I put them up on screen so you could read them. But now it's Superman Lois time. So this episode starts off with a 4 or 6 year flashback, I don't remember, to Morgan Edge seeing something. I don't know. I hope they explain this more. This was kind of like a what. Maybe if it was 4 years later, it could be a Dominator egg. Look, it looks like Dominator tech. I don't know. Maybe that's. I honestly don't know. I have no idea what's going on here. But then they cut to Morgan Edge in present day, watching the football game at Smallville, promising people that stuff that he can't do, and then he's talking to Lana's husband. Lana's husband Kyle tells Morgan Edge that Lana is an employee of Morgan Edge's. But then we have Lois and this chick here that are there, and then Sam joins in to watch Jordan's big game, and Lois tells him that you never did that for me. So, but then man, Jonathan's just sucking right now. His life just sucks probably. Jordan gets called in, and everybody cheers for Jordan as he dominates the football field. I mean, he's making these fools fly, man. I don't know how Clark's allowing that, man, but wow. This was an awesome scene. I don't even like football, too. You can tell because I'm making a review on the Flash and Superman. But anyway, now they're in the back game, and anyway, Sam Lane goes to Clark and Lois' house to track Kilgrave. You see, I get that confused so much. They have both technology powers. It's just anyway. Well, because this dude has a watch and it's not electronic, Kilgrave had special gum that he threw at the wall that made it explode. Now he's free. But then Jonathan's friend, I think his name's Ken. We're gonna call him Ken. His arm starts vibrating so fast that he doesn't need the cane anymore. It repairs. But then Clark comes in and Ken doesn't want to tell him anything. But I'm sorry for that long pause. I was trying to remember Ken. But then Kilgrave puts out these things in Metropolis that would make it so that nobody can hear Superman. But then I think I'm mixing up my timeline here, but so I'm sorry. Sam talks to Lois after the game and says that the reason why you probably moved here is because Jordan has powers and stuff. And she's like, no, yeah, it's just a little bit, not all the way. But then we see Jordan's point of view from this after the game. And, yeah, I'm definitely mixing up my timeline. Damn it. So, we have Jordan and Ken eating lunch here. And this dude keeps just messing with my boy Ken. Man, calling him poor because he couldn't afford a cheeseburger. Man. How do you not afford a cheeseburger? I'm sorry. But, then we have Morgan Edge going to dinner with Kyle and Lana. Or they're going to dinner with him. But, Morgan Edge is really interviewing, Lana. And you can tell Lana does not like this at all later. You can tell she's uncomfortable and she wants to get out of that situation as fast as she can. So I don't think she likes Morgan Edge right now. But we do have Lois and I forgot her name. They never say it in the show, I'm sorry. Lois and that girl at the Smallville Gazette, and this lady threatens them. This is Morgan Edge's assistant, and she threatens them. And Lois is like, no, you can't do this. We're not gonna. But then we're in Ken's home. I'm sorry, this is This is annoying. I am annoying. But then we're in Ken's home, and we see his trophies, and he's looking at his trophies, and how bad it hurts that he can't play anymore. That the dude was making fun of him about that. Yeah, so his cast, his arm starts to vibrate super fast, and then you can rewind a little bit, and then get what should happen about now. But then Jonathan and Jordan are practicing football with Clark, and then Lois comes out, and Lois asks Clark to go to the town hall meeting that day and vote against Morgan Edge. Speaking of town hall, Kyle and Lana are there prepping up the chairs and everything. But then Lana expresses to Kyle that she felt super uncomfortable that about Morgan Edge in that dinner last night, and Lana saying this, you can see that by the end of the episode, and how their relationship is at the end of the episode. You can see that this kind of changed Kyle's mind and stuff. So, but then Lois meets with Morgan Edge and his Kryptonian assistant. I don't know if she's Kryptonian by the end of it, but Morgan Edge kind of offers Lois her job back if she stops reporting on this crap, and she says no, you can't silence me, blah 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 blah. But then because Clark was too busy, he fighting Kilgrave, or whatever, he could not vote against Morgan Edge, and the mines were called the Schuster Mines. I quite enjoyed that. Joe Schuster, the creator, one of the creators of Superman. But then Lana goes out to a bar with Lois, or Lois goes out to a bar with Lana. But they just talk, and I thought the scene was really good. It was just a conversation between two people trying to become friends, and I enjoyed that. But then we have Jordan and Sarah and Jonathan at a party, and Jonathan's super alone looking at his phone while Jordan has all his friends. That's kind of weird. And Sophie comments on that, and it's kind of screwed up that Jordan took everything Jonathan should be right now. But then we're back to Ken, and he cuts his hand, looking at a knife, so then his hand starts vibrating. I think it's to heal itself. But then, to stable himself, he grabs onto a table and breaks the table. And this dude's house is the dude who was messing with him early in the episode. And, come on. Jonathan sticks up for him, though. But then, Clark goes to meet with, Kilgrave, and Kilgrave has a gun that can produce sonic waves like in Batman vs Superman. And you can see what this does to Superman's ear. That must hurt. Like, it must burn. Look at that. It probably burns. So anyway, Jonathan and Jordan follow Ken out into the woods where he keeps shaking. Maybe this was a Smallville reference to the episode Jitters, where there's this dude who couldn't stop shaking. I don't know. But Jordan thinks that this is a result of the heat beams from the first episode at the party, and maybe Kenneth was too close when it exploded and stuff. So this is what happens. It's been about a week since that party, and timeline-wise. But Jordan tries to help him, and he stops him for a little bit. But Jordan cannot hold that much power. He's not as powerful as Superman. He's half human. That's his issue. So then Jonathan calls Superman, and man, Clark has so much to do, man. Makes you feel bad for him. But then Superman has a big brain moment when he uses his hands to make the sonic clap to push all the air that's being directed to him against Kilgore and everybody. And then he saves Ken and brings him up into the clouds, which Clark says has less air, so it will help him stop vibrating. But then Clark and Lois are talking to Jordan and Jonathan, and I'm sorry if you can hear any background noise. I don't intend on it, but they mentioned the DOE, the DOD or the DOE. The DOE is the place from Supergirl, and that's where Kenneth is going. But then Clark says, "Who told? Why didn't you come to me the first place?" And the boys look at Sam, Sam Lane, General Lane, and Clark and Sam have a conversation. They're like, "You can't do this. I'm their father." And then Lois is pissed off. This is years, or you can see it all throughout the episode. She's building up something against Sam Lane, and she's freaking out about her childhood and everything. And Sam says, "Well, I'll guess I'll pack my bags and stuff, or I'll grab my stuff." But then Jonathan sends Lois to the barn. I guess this is a couple hours later, and well, anyway, I'm sorry about the background noise. I'm so sorry. But anyway, Clark, since he missed all those date nights for all those years, he thought they'd just have one big one. But of course they can't have that because Clark's Superman. So Sam's timing is great, and he calls Lois to tell Clark, but Clark answers that there's a problem, and Clark goes right away. But anyway, then we follow Sam, and we see the 7734 thing that Captain Luthor gave him. So Sam calls whoever to create a contingency plan and call it Project 7734. The plan is against Superman. But then we see Morgan Edge and his assistant, who is powerful. We see them. She breaks through the wall and in the Schuster mines, and we find that the Schuster mines is filled with kryptonite. Maybe because that's where Clark landed or something. But because of all the kryptonite being there, I don't think that lady is a Kryptonian. I don't think so. Maybe she's like the guy from last episode. Well, anyway, if you made it this far, comment bananas. I don't know. That was my review for these two episodes. I'm surprised that it was almost one take. I think you could probably tell maybe, but so I didn't think these episodes were great. I didn't think they were horrible. I thought the Superman one was better than the Flash, man. They were trying to cram a ton of episodes, maybe like 2, into one episode, which I think didn't work, but who am I to say? But I'm just gonna shut up, and you have the rest of the time to find a new video. Goodbye. Also, stay safe.